All right, so let's talk about Stone Cold. I guess we'll add him to the list of having a mental illness because he was on the Chris Van Vliet show. I don't know if it was a big criticism. He just kind of stated facts on the current product. So you can take it as criticism. Well, it comes off as criticism, but
Do you think there's a big difference between the WWE we see now and what we saw in the late 90s?
Well, definitely,
okay, yeah,
definitely, it's very slick, and it's production. It's a more aesthetic business than it's ever been, and these men and women are in this era that they're in, and I respect that. I understand that. As I think I was talking to you earlier, I think Triple H was a guy who said it. Everybody thinks that their generation was the best, and like I told you, I think a few generations before me were the best. I mentioned some territories. I like that dangerous feel. I like when god dang UWF or Power Pro, it was Bill Watts promotion, would be going off the air and everything was Katie bar the doors, chaos, and Jim Ross is screaming at the top of his lungs, God dang, I don't know what's going on. They'd go off hot. And so I think, there's so much, the shows are so formatted now. They stick to the same format. Hey man, have about 6 formats that you could go to, and rotate those. Like come in hot, leave hot, come in with your standard thing. Hey, guy cuts a promo, it sets the tone of the show, whatever. I digress. I'm not trying to, I don't want to say I'm disenchanted with anything because I'm not, because I don't watch enough. But to go back to your question, just learn how to sell, learn how to work, and, every now and then have a flaw.
So yeah, the part that we're taking out here is that Stone Cold said that the show is it follows such a format, which we call out all the time. Guy comes out, he cuts a little promo. Whoever interrupts, that sets up the main event. And then United States titles, open challenge is going to be your banger match. And women's match here, maybe 1 or 2. Yes, it's cookie cutter. So he's saying here, you can have that on deck, but do something different every once in a while. And then maybe the show will be a little bit better. But according to Punk, we got mental illness for even thinking that.
Of course.
How could you even think to have a different show format? We're all on the short bus for thinking those things.
It's going to happen. There's going to be one person that just goes against the grain and they're going to get super over. They're either going to squash him like they did with Zack Ryder. He's going to be the most sensational thing ever.
Well, a lot of people say that's LA Knight right now. They didn't want him to get over. He got over on his own. So that's why he is where he is. But yes, that is why we have declining ratings for Raw.
Because we're all mentally ill.
SmackDown, yeah. SmackDown was good last week. This week, kind of studied off. But again, I said they had to build the new guys.
You think SmackDown was good last week?
I did.
Okay.
But now this week, it's like when you're watching a series and then they like spend 1 episode on backstory. That's what SmackDown was. You know what I'm talking about? Like they spent a whole episode on the backstory of some character you don't care about. Or another example here is like when they do Dragon Ball Z and they spend 1 episode, well, multiple episodes preparing for the fight. and then they spend that 1 episode where it's just like they're powering up for the entire episode. But yes, it all boils down to, again, we have a mental illness because we have a problem with the show.